난 그럼 해야지.
I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. What do you make of this Brabant fellow?
He's unquestionably a remarkable knight, that Vakelin. He rambles on a lot, though. My head nearly burst listening to him sometimes. Although it was better than being stuck there alone. Otherwise, he seems to me like a bold and worldly gentleman, if a little obsessed with wealth.
I agree. He seems quite likeable. And he's got a score to settle with Sigismund, like we do.
He certainly has.
What happened when von Bergov hauled you off after the Nabokov battle?
It was a dreadful journey. Jesus, don't even remind me. It was a bit better in Malashov. Apart from being locked up, of course.
Did anything happen along the way?
No, but it took ages to get to Malashov. 4 or 5 days in that god-awful cart. I was travelling with von Owlet's minions. They hauled me in one of the wagons. They treated my wounds a bit, but I was still in a really bad way. After that battle and all.
What did they do with you in Malashov?
Nothing much, actually. They took care of my wounds, and then stuck me in a room with Brabant. But they treated me decently, as befits a noble. Von Bergov came asking questions a couple of times, but that was about it. Only I almost went mad from being cramped in that damned room. It's a good thing you got me out of there.
What was the problem with the room?
That I couldn't get out of there. You saw yourself when you came for me, didn't you? It's just that since Nabokov, when they shot the tower right down on my head and I was stuck there. Well, since then, I don't feel well in cramped spaces. Actually, I never did. I always preferred to be outdoors. But since Nabokov, it's worse than ever. I had a feeling the roof would fall on my head again and I'd be buried alive.
I understand. It's a bit awkward for you that the nobility lives in castles.
That's a fact. Once I get my hands on my estates, I'll build a new castle that only has huge rooms and lots of spacious courtyards. And above all, no secret passages.
Great. I'm really looking forward to this new castle of yours.
You can be the castellan or something. Don't worry, I won't forget you. I'll even have a forge built so you feel right at home.
They didn't let you out at all. But you were in that room for ages.
No. They let us walk around the fortress a bit. We even went out for a ride twice, but they watched us like hawks. Not a chance of escape. But most of the time we were in that room. Like I say, I'm really glad you got me out of that hole.
What did von Bergov want from you?
Just the usual courtesies. The captivity of nobles has to observe certain formalities, you know? It's not like they can just throw you in some hole. They behaved fairly respectfully, but of course he was fishing for information. About Radzig and Hanush, and especially Jobst. What they're planning, how many men they have on the field, who else they're negotiating with and that.
And what did you tell him?
Nothing that he didn't already know. I played as dumb as the village idiot. I only told him they sent us with that message and discussed the rest when we were gone.
And did he swallow it?
I think he suspected I was bluffing a bit. And then he tried to loosen my tongue by letting me go hungry for a while. But he soon gave up when he saw he was getting nothing more from me.
My word. Nice work keeping him at bay. But the main thing is, you're alive and kicking. And back with us.
Indeed.
How'd you like Devil's Den?
Well, it's better than the Malashov prison, but not much.
Aren't the beds soft enough for his lordship?
I'm more bothered by how small the place is. You feel like the walls are closing in on you. But at least I can go for rides around the area.
Where'd you go for those rides?
Well, not very far, just from... Oh, damn. What's the place called? Horshan? Aye. From Horshan to Bohunjevitz and back. Why go to the ends of the earth when there's so much to see here? I found a nice hunter's camp in the forest beyond Bohunjevitz. It's not exactly close, but it's quiet at least.
Oh, Christ almighty. You haven't started poaching again, have you?
You could say that. This girl from Bohunjevitz took me for a lovely... ride.
Oh, that's enough. Spare me the details.
어우, 얘한테 말 걸고 씨. 약재사?
Good day, sir.
아, 거래.
I apologize.
요리사 어디 갔냐? 응? 성녀왕초? 못 올라가네.
Good day.
가자. 여기까지 온 이유가 있지 또.
God!
뭐지 이 길은?
God! 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 Go! Go!
Whoa!
오,
I've been
홈레일이다.
waiting for you. I'm going to gut you, you
나.
It's a wonder you're still standing.
오잉?
One bit.
아, 한스랑 얘기하고 갔어.
What do you mean?
He's up. He ran. Although, if a...
I agree. And
He said...
what happened?
It was...
Did anything?
No, I was... They...
What did they?
No, they took... But they... Only...
What was?
Did I... I was actually... I don't... And a
Great.
You can. I'll leave.
They didn't.
No, but like
What did?
just the they bit about.
And what? Did,
No,
and did he?
I think
My word.
indeed.
How'd you?
Well, I'm more, but at least
Where'd you?
I'm not. I. Why go to? I found a. You could say.
Oh, that's.
Are you whistling here?
Go! Quick! Go! 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 God! God!
가야 돼. 화약 한 통. 위스커의 마차를 찾아 화약을 구해야 된다. 아하. 응?
God! Quick!
Pretty little. For fuck's sake! Stop! Do it! You won't be able to take another one like that.
아! 개 너무하네. 싸움 되게 못해졌어. 며칠 안 했다고.
So hungry I could eat a horse.
아...
What do you?
He's although if a,
I agree. And
he said
what happened?
it was.
Did any?
No, I was. They treat.
What did they?
No, they took, but they treated. Only I.
What?
Did I? I was actually. I'd have. And a but.
Great.
You can be. I'll even.
They didn't let.
No, but like I said,
What did?
just the they bit about.
And what did?
Nothing.
And did he?
I think.
My word.
Indeed.
How'd you?
Well, I'm more, but at least
Where'd you?
I'm not very. I. Why go? I found a. You could say.
Oh, that's. Quick! Go! Quick! God! Quick! God! Go! Gah! Go!
Go to hell!
Whoa! Whoa!
한 명이다.
Bad luck.
와, 드디어 하나 잡았어. 근데 뭐가 없는데?
Blessings to you.
You know what they say about hindsight? Now we just need to
Show
figure out
me.
what to do about it.
So you're in a bit of a pickle, eh?
These damned horses, they got spooked in the forest and this is how it ended up.
You wouldn't happen to be a certain Whisker, would you?
What? Why? Who's asking?
That doesn't matter. What I'm interested in is your cargo. One whole barrel, to be exact.
My God. How did you know about that? Speak up or I'll call for help.
말해주겠냐? 야영지에서 보내서 왔습니다. 야영지? 아,
They heard you were having trouble back at camp. So they sent me here to get that barrel before everyone in the region hears about it.
I had no idea they had such good spies at the camp. All right then, here's the key. Take one of the barrels from the chest in the wagon. Apologize for me back at the camp. I'll come as soon as we get this fixed.
I told you we shouldn't have gone this way. And which way should we have gone, eh? Through Apocalypse? Yeah, right. I don't know. Maybe that one over there would work. Yeah. You know what they say about hindsight? Now we just need to figure out what to do about it.
Go!
잠깐만. 또 이상하게 죽을 수도 있으니까.
Gah! Quick! Quick! Gah! Gah! Quick! Quick! Go! Gah!
What?
Gah! Ka! Da! Keep it up. Go!
Good.
I'm here. I've got to say, that barrel sure gets heavy.
Great work. We're all ready and waiting for you.
I came as fast as I could. Getting your hands on something like this isn't easy. They guard it closer than silver.
But you did it. Now we just have to wait for nightfall.
What's the plan?
As soon as darkness falls, I'll send out some fellas to cause a commotion on the other side of the mine. Then we'll carry the barrel inside, and bang!
What do you mean by commotion?
We need to lure away the workers and guards. The fellas on the other side will start a fire, so that everyone wants to put it out.
I've got a feeling that carrying the barrel down into the mine will be my job, won't it?
Exactly. Chenyek said you've come across it before, so you know what kind of damage it can cause. But don't worry, we'll mark the exact spot for you. But I'll tell you about that later.
I'll wait until the evening here with you.
Make yourself comfortable. Have a cup of wine.
되게 오래 기다리네.
It's time. While we were waiting, Hog went to prepare that little surprise of ours. If I'm not mistaken, he did it. The others are stirring up a panic in the meantime. The miners have already gone to put out the fire with the guards, so we'll have the whole mine to ourselves.
Great. So what am I supposed to do?
You're in charge of the best part. You'll carry the barrel into the mine shaft, to where the main supports are. There should be a red rag hanging from one of the beams. That's exactly where the best spot is.
Christ, how the hell am I supposed to find that?
Head straight, then right at the wheelbarrow. You'll manage. Then you'll light the barrel and run for your life. The whole thing will collapse like a house of cards.
What'll happen if I don't make it in time?
You'll save on a coffin and a gravedigger.
Shit.
You've just got to make it.
All right. But wish me luck. I've got a feeling I'm gonna need it.
Just don't dawdle. Everyone's in a panic for now because nobody knows what's actually on fire, but it won't last for long. I'll come with you to the adit and keep an eye out, just in case. Come on now, let's move.
터뜨리는 것까지 하고.
With me! Move it! They won't be putting out the fire forever.
Where now? I've definitely been this way already.
아니야?
Pop it down there. I hope I'm not lost. There's the beam with the rag on it. That must be where I should put the barrel. Now to get out of here. Quick.
시간이 얼마나 있지? 뭐야? 아니 왜 물을 뺐어? 뭐야? 물이 없어.
I should get a move on.
I know. 아, 그래 알겠어.
It'll blow any moment now.
아니 길이 없어.
Dopperdelle. I'm running out of time.
아. 길이 어디야? 아니 100% 뺐으면 어떡해.
Damn, that was some bang. You got all your limbs?
My ears are ringing like hell. I'm alright otherwise, I think.
You were real fucking lucky.
갑옷 입어서 다행이다.
I'd say you cut it damn close. Good thing I was there and dragged you back to camp.
You owe me an ale. Each and every one of you.
You've got it. Just as soon as we get back to the hole. Now what's all this?
In the name of His Majesty King Wenceslas, you're all under arrest for crimes against the crown.
You say Wenceslas, but mean Sigismund, you dirty rat. Ain't it too late? It's all over.
We got held up by the fire. It's a miracle nobody lost their life. But as I can see, there were much worse things going on. Now hand over your weapons and surrender.
Are you fucking shitting me? Surrender?
이런.
Never!
This is your last chance. Surrender or die.
난 이 사람들 편이 아니오. 오.
If you value your lives, you'll pack up and leave. We've got more of those powder barrels. One more step, and we'll all blow up sooner than you could say amen.
Kurva! Are you out of your mind?
Try me.
To hell with all of you. This isn't over. Let's go, fellas.
오.
My God, Henry. I didn't expect that of you. You saved our bacon.
We probably shouldn't stay here for much longer.
You're right. Let's get out of here.
Excuse me.
Hey, you! What are you standing around for? We need all the help we can get.
But
For fuck's sake, no buts. This fire can't spread. Come on!
이래서 말이 안 불러졌던 거야?
to do?
이런.
Lord be with you.
What is it, Mutz?
What are you doing? Out there at night?
미안하네. 예상 못한 건 아닌데. 빠른 이동으로 가자.
Well, do you feel better now you've stopped eating game?
Aye. My legs aren't nearly as swollen, but everything else has gone downhill.
Like what?
It burns.
Good day to you, stranger. I'm Henry. I could do with a short rest.
You're welcome to come and sit by the fire, but no sneaky business. I'm known far and wide as Hawkeye Schmidt. Know why? Because I could shoot off half your arse before you finish a fart. Ha ha!
I'm sorry, but I, for one, have never heard of you. Should I have?
I should say so. Hawkeye Schmidt, champion marksman at every major tournament from Nuremberg to Breslau. The only way you couldn't have heard of me is if you can't tell a bow from a stick. Or you live under a stone.
You're not travelling alone. Who's with you?
I earn a living at tournaments, and my reputation has both cost me and landed me work.
How so?
They won't let me enter any more tournaments. Can you imagine? And when these young louts came by and asked me to teach them how to shoot, it gave me an idea. I shall make champions of them. Not of my stature, of course. They win, and we split the prize.
Where there's a will, there's a way, eh? Well, Hawkeye, it sounds like you've seen a lot of the world. I haven't even been to Prague.
Ha ha! And you haven't heard the half of it yet. You wouldn't believe the things I witnessed in the court of the Ottoman Khan. Yellow folk, black folk, hairy dwarves, and five-armed savages who spoke no language you or I ever heard.
Do you take me for a fool? I don't believe a word of that.
젊은 사람도
I might have
봤잖아.
known. Not even been to Prague, and here he is lecturing me. But you see, lad, the world's a much bigger place than you could ever imagine.
Shall we have a drink together? Do you have anything nice on you?
I'm afraid you're out of luck. Ever since the time when an Arab physician told me my guts would turn to stone from boozing, I've only drunk weak wine.
You know what? Let's tell them we'll take...
They could shoot it out.
No, I'm not taking any chances with...
What's it to be?
I think
장군.
it's a good...
All right, I'll get him. Come back when you're ready. Arrows?
I'd like to...
What's it to...
Crossbow.
And why not?
장비를 안 하고 있었구나. 왜 하나밖에 없어?
I'd like...
What's it?
Quite...
Ah,
Hang on. Yeah.
wait a while. I'll be with you. And loose!
딱 가운데. 와, 얘네도 잘 쏜다. 아이, 위에 쐈어. 쉣.
God be with you.
잘하네.
Go! Ka! Quick! Slowly. Nice and slow.
요 앞에 빨래할 때 있으니까 들려야겠다.
Anything.
Don't fuck with me, you whore son.
I don't have a cross into my name. What are you gonna do?
It happens. Just watch where you're going next time.
I'm sorry.
What's that?
What? Huh?
Greetings to you.
여기 있다.
Careful.
제닉.
My friend, you have no idea how glad I am to see you. Have a seat over here. Let's drink to our success. It's on me.
I'd be a fool to refuse that.
Cheers, Henry. Oh, we couldn't have done it without you.
Don't mention it. We've all got the same goals.
But not all of us are willing to sacrifice something to achieve them. If it wasn't for you, I'd never have discovered that snake that's been hiding in our guild for so long. I'm sure Knuckles would have tried to tilt the whole operation in his favor.
What happened to him?
Our brothers and sisters took care of him.
그렇구나.
The guild has been cleansed, and all thanks to you.
그냥 안 넣어준 거구나.
Thankfully, nothing happened.
But it could have. If you hadn't managed to convince those guards, you might not have lived to tell the tale. To your health, and to the Guild of Kuttenberg.
To the health of good King Wenceslas, and all those faithful to him.
May all traitors burn in hell, and the world be brought together once more under the banner of unity. May the rotten church burn down, along with all its gluttonous prelates. May the peasants rise up like a storm and wash away all that should have been washed away long ago. May the kingdom of Christ arise and last 1,000 years.
내 시야가 왜 이래?
What now? Will you continue doing what you've done until now?
Once I celebrate what we accomplished here, I'll leave to the countryside for a few weeks. I'd like to spread the word of God among the farmers there.
Aren't there priests enough?
Fuck the priests. What good ever came from them? I want to spread the true word of God, just as our Lord did before the Pharisees had him crucified.
What'll happen with the guild now?
We'll hold off on any major operations for a few weeks, until all the buzz surrounding the mines dies down. Smaller actions against Sigismund's people in the city will carry on, because they continue to be disgustingly rich. But it'd be best to wait before we do anything bigger again.
Aren't you worried we'll be followed now? Sigismund will surely want revenge for the collapsed mine.
Where there's no evidence, there's no culprit. Eldris would put himself at risk if he talked about where he got the powder. And besides Knuckles, I vouch for every one of the guildsmen.
Even on the torture rack?
Hopefully it won't come to that. And besides, Sigismund has plenty of other things to worry about.
Thank you, Chenyak, but I have to get going.
This isn't farewell for long. Until Sigismund and his army leave this place, we'll continue to make plans against him. We just have to lay low for a while.
Of course. Keep your heads down. But my task isn't over yet.
And I wish you the best of luck, Henry. You're capable of great things.
야, 토너먼트다. 토너먼트 또 하기 싫은데.
Easy, easy. Nice and slow.
Ka! Da! Da!
한번 느낌표 있는 거 다 돌아보자고. 여기 같다.
Ka! Quick!
오, 깜짝이야.
Quick! Ka! Go! Da! 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 Go! Quick!
가까워졌는데. 어부집 같은데? 무너진 광산.
You almost made it. Tough luck.
기술 좋아. 이제 여기서 더 안쪽으로 들어가면 뭘 먹고 있는지. 근데 이제 늑대가 많네.
Whoa, whoa.
와, 늑대야! 늑대가 아니라.
Here, mutt.
늑대다. 여기도 여기에 숨어 있었던 것 같은데 시체도 없고 사람도 없고 그게 쟤인가? 결국에 도망쳐서 늑대한테 먹힌 거지. 막힌 우물.
Go.
우! 이게 뭐야? 집터야?
Go. Go. Ka. Quick.
누가 또 있네.
My name is Henry, and I'm in the service of the Lord of Lipa.
God be with you. I'm Hinek of Medlov, though my name's hardly a source of pride.
Well, humility serves any knight well. But you strike me more like a monk, Hinek. It seems to me that you're ashamed of your name.
As God is my witness, my father's passion for money was greater than the love he had for his family. He died as he lived, in sin, and my brother took after him. All they bequeathed me was their wretched debts.
오,
Your destiny is in your own hands.
After what my father and brother left me. Murdered and pillaged and called it war. Riding roughshod over our family name in the process.
Oh, we don't get to pick our family. But that doesn't mean we can't change anything. May your father and brother rest in peace. And now you can rebuild your family's fortunes. Don't be like them. Do good.
Deo gratias. I do hope you're right. I'll try to do something about it.
Where are you headed, Hinek?
I'm on my way back from the commandery of the Marian Knights.
Oh, I see. You belong to a knightly order.
Alas, no more. Now I must take up my inheritance and atone for the sins of my late father.
How about you and me sparring with swords? It'll take your
Sparring.
mind off things. And I'd be interested in the tricks you learned in your order.
You know, why not? Let's see if the monastery did me any good.
Oh,
I have to say, your moves are pretty effective. Good fight.
Thanks. You're a skillful and determined fighter yourself. They taught you well in the monastery. That was a good fight. Thanks, Hinek.
한 대 맞고.
Ka! Ka!
마을이 여기 있고.
Go!
우물.
Ka!
이 근처일 텐데.
Ka!
됐다. 이게 전부인가? 조리한 식품. 이 정도군. 어? 사냥꾼의 오두막.
God bless you.
Hey, Goodman. Can you come here a moment?
What's going on? Do you need help?
Thanks for stopping here. My husband, Mikush, hasn't returned from Billany. Me and Vendula are awfully worried about him.
Wait, I need to know a bit more. What's your name?
Svatava,
I'm Henry. And Vendula would be...
our only daughter.
And your lost husband is... Mikush?
Aye. Since we've been living in this hut, he's been going to work to Billany.
When did you last see him?
He left a few days ago. He's never been away this long.
What job did he do in Billany?
He's a damned good tailor. But besides that, he does odd jobs around the village. He always brings whatever he earns here. Mostly food. The little we managed to grow here isn't enough.
Did your Mikush have any enemies you know of?
Enemies? No. He's a nice man. He never hurt a soul. Maybe he's a bit too nice. He trusts everyone. I'm worried someone might have tricked him into something.
What do you mean?
He thinks people are good deep down. I don't think that. People can be right bastards. That's why I'm so worried about him.
Why don't you look for him yourself? Villainy isn't that far.
I can't. I've injured my ankle. I can't walk that far.
What happened?
I twisted it when we were running away from the soldiers through the forest. It's better now, but it still hurts. It would take me half a day to limp to Billany.
So why don't you send your daughter?
By herself? Are you mad? She's young, inexperienced. Something might happen to her.
Do you want me to find him?
You'd do that for me?
Yes.
Aye. Ask about him in the tavern. He wears a fine embroidered hat. Everyone will remember him.
Why are you here? In the forest?
We had a big house in Messales. But then Sigismund's mercenaries decided to burn the village to the ground. Mikush, Vendula and me all escaped at the last moment. The others weren't so lucky. It was hell on earth. You can't imagine the terror.
I'm from Skalitz. I reckon I can.
You can? I don't know. In any case, we ended up here. At least we had some roof over our heads. But now, I don't even know what'll happen next.
Why did the soldiers attack your village?
Why? Good Lord, such a question. They didn't ask us anything. The worst thing is, the village paid some mercenaries for protection. But they took off the moment they saw horses kicking up dust on the horizon. I'm glad old Svartosh, my father, didn't live to see it. His heart would have burst.
How are you getting along here?
Now, quite miserably. I hope you find my Mikush soon. We won't be able to go on without him.
I'll try and look for him.
Oh, and good...
I spoke with
Really? Who would have thought there are still such kind people in the world?
My name is Henry.
I'm Vendula. Do you need help with anything?
I need to know more about your father.
I don't know how to best describe him. He's a peaceful man who wouldn't even hurt a fly. Well, he's a bit fussier than other men when it comes to dressing. That's a tailor for you.
How does he get along with people?
Usually good. He got into a fight only once, in the tavern. I don't remember why. Ma gave him an earful that time.
A peaceful man doesn't fight for no reason. Try to remember what happened. It might be important. Maybe someone wanted to get revenge.
Well, when I picked Pa up at the tavern, he was sitting with some friends playing dice. He must have been doing pretty good, because I heard one fella accuse him of being a wizard.
So he might have got into a fight over a dice game?
Lower your voice. Ma doesn't know anything about it. He might have got into a fight only over the dice, but otherwise he's harmless.
So your ma doesn't know Mikush played dice?
No, and I'm begging you, don't tell her. She'd be even more worried about him.
How's life here?
How do you think? Not so good.
I understand. Being in the forest and all.
What can you do? At least we're alive. If Ma hadn't believed the news that soldiers were approaching the village, we all could have been dead, like the others.
Why did those soldiers burn down your village exactly? Over a conflict with the local lords, or something like that?
I don't know. The village belongs to the monastery, and the custodian shows up once a year at most. Messales is a small village, or it was. As far as I recall, it's a place people would leave to find a better life elsewhere. Ma always reminisced about how in her father's time things were different. But that's what old folks always say. Farewell, my friend.
가봐야겠네 일단. 빌라니로. 길이다.
Go! Go! Easy, easy. Nice and slow.
That looks like a bloody expensive horse.
일단 대반으로 가자. 주사위 하고 있을 것 같은데.
Something you won't believe. I've traveled the whole world, and now I will tell you the amazing thing.
Really?
Good day, sir. I'm looking for someone. His name's Mikush.
Mikush? Never heard of him.
I've been told he wears a...
Fancy hat?
Exactly.
I've seen him around here. But I don't see why I should talk to a stranger about another stranger.
I heard he comes here to play dice.
That doesn't mean I'm going to talk to you about him.
Why?
Why should I? Talking to strangers is nothing but trouble. Wouldn't you rather play a game of dice?
Let's play.
That's what I...
Let's go then.
With you, sir.
A jug of wine, thanks.
Greetings. One beer after another, as usual.
Maybe you're not playing for the first time, but you can't beat me.
It's filthy again. Damn it.
Oh, yes.
Are you going to do laundry?
Aye, aye. God, heaven, you'll see.
Here. Damn it. They're yours, lad.
Christ, what's the hold-up?
그래 이겼다.
damn it!
Happy now?
Good game. How about another one?
Maybe.
I've known Mikush since the first moment he showed up here to play. Unsurprisingly, the bloke looked like he couldn't count to 5. I thought I'd found an easy mark. But man, was I wrong. He's a great player. And that kind of praise means something coming from me. He knows when to bet everything on the final roll.
So he won a lot?
Aye, for a while. Until his luck ran out. Then he started borrowing. One time he got so desperate, and maybe had a few too many beers, he started going on about his buried fortune in Messalas, saying he'd surely pay back anyone who lent him money. Ha!
Did anyone lend him anything?
Aye, and Mikush won everything back.
And did he pay back the money he borrowed?
Of course, every last groschen. He was laughing the whole time, too.
What about that buried fortune of his? Did he ever mention it again?
The next day, he claimed he made it all up, saying he just had too much to drink. Only nobody believed him.
Did anyone seem particularly interested in his fortune? Someone who'd want it for himself, and would go after Mikush because of it?
Everyone was interested in it, but Mikush never talked about it again. Besides, that village is burned to the ground and full of rabble. Messalas is an awful mess. That rhymes!
When did you last see Mikush?
A few days ago. He was playing against that hired hand, Drat. Drat lost and didn't have enough money. They left together, and Mikush hasn't shown up since. That's pretty suspicious now that I think about it. That Drat bloke's an odd duck.
What do you mean, odd?
I've heard he's been dealing with some bandits. You'd better have a word with him. But be careful.
Where can I find this Drat?
Somewhere in the village. I reckon he'll be at the farm he works at. Well, technically, because he's a big fella and looks strong, they made him into something like the village catchpole. But to tell you the truth, he's less a catchpole and more just a regular farmhand pretending to be a catchpole.
Where can I find this Drat?
I already told you. At the farm or somewhere in the village.
I'll go have a talk.
Don't
바로 앞에 있네. 여기 있네.
You're Drat.
Aye, that's me.
Can I ask you something?
Ask away, but do it fast. I don't have all day.
What do you do for work here?
I'm a hired hand, but not just any hired hand. I'm also the local catchpole, practically the town guard.
Are there any refugees from Messalas here in the village?
No. They say everyone was massacred there. If anyone survived it, they must have fled towards Visaka.
Do you know a fella by the name of Mikush?
I don't know any Mikesh.
Ah, knock it off. I hear you left the tavern together. And no one has seen Mikush since.
Oh yeah, that fella. We were heading in the same direction, but then went separate ways. That's all I know.
You certainly know something about Mikush's disappearance, and you should talk.
Should I? Why's that?
Mikush has a family waiting for him.
What's that got to do with me?
I don't believe in coincidences. Mikush was last seen with you. So that means...
Means what?
It means you should stop dragging it out. What did you do to that poor man?
Me? Nothing, I swear.
So who then?
It's not my fault. It was Hanka.
Who's this Hanka woman?
Hanka's not a woman, but a man. We've known each other for years. He was a hired hand in Messalas. Certainly know what happened there. The horror. Not long ago, he came to see me. Said he was the only survivor from the entire village, but I know that wasn't true.
Because you met Mikush?
I thought he'd be quite happy that someone else got away, but he was actually quite upset about it.
What do you mean, upset?
Well, you could see it on him, all nervous-like. Seemed to me like it was rubbing him up the wrong way. That Mikush, of all people, survived.
Interesting. Did he tell you anything else?
I didn't ask him any more questions.
So, someone comes to see you, acts all odd, and you don't ask any questions? I don't believe you. You must have had a normal conversation, seeing as you're old friends. And he had to have told you something.
Well, I understood he quarrelled with Mikush and his family about some money, a family inheritance. Nothing unique there. It happens in every family, so I didn't pry any deeper. Then he said he'd like to talk to Mikush and whether I could set up a meeting.
Well, thanks to you, he knew Mikush frequents the tavern. So why didn't he go and find him? To talk with him?
I don't know.
Damn it! Come clean. You must have asked him the very same question. So you know the real reason. Admit it.
Hanker told me he'd joined up with some bandits, so he didn't want to show his face in the taverns. It wasn't so long ago they robbed a merchant here. I reckon he was afraid someone might recognise him.
So he wanted to rob Mikush?
I really have no idea. Hanker didn't tell me. I just wanted to help out an old friend. I didn't know what he was up to. What the hell do I care about some strange fellow with a funny hat, damn it? Hanker told me to take Mikush outside the village and then he'd meet him there. But he said Mikush couldn't know about him, and he left figuring out how to do that up to me. So I played dice with Mikush. He's damn good, so I had no problem losing a few games. In no time at all, I owed him quite a few groschen. I told him I could pay my debt immediately, but he'd have to come with me to my hiding place. He didn't blink an eye. He's damn trusting, given how things are today. I took him a little way outside the village, told him I was going to take a piss, and then took off. And that's all. I don't know anything else.
Where did you take him? I want the exact location.
Here, just outside the village, on the way towards Missalus.
Are you trying to lie again, Drat? Hanker joined up with some bandits. You said yourself he wouldn't dare going anywhere near the village. Unless you want to piss me off, you'll tell me the truth. Now.
All right, fine. It was a bit further away from the village. Actually, it was quite far.
What did Hanker promise you for bringing Mikush to him?
Nothing. I did it out of friendship.
Are you trying to lie again?
All right. He said he'd give me part of the buried inheritance.
Where were you supposed to take Mikush?
A crossroads by the forest, on the way to Missalus. Actually, almost right by Missalus. A little beyond the woodsman's camp. Just go straight. 2 roads intersect there. It's the only proper crossroads on the way.
What happened at the crossroads? I want the truth.
Well, as I was saying, I took Mikush there and told him I needed to take a piss. Then Hanker jumped out of the woods with some bandits. They grabbed him. He began to scream, but there was no one around to hear him.
And what did you do?
I didn't wait to find out what would happen. I ran.
So Hanker wanted to get his hands on that inheritance the whole time?
I reckon so.
He felt the family owed it to him, but I don't understand why.
Family. Skeletons in the closet. You never know.
How long have you known Hanker? Since you're such good friends?
We go back a long way. As youngsters, we'd beat the shit out of each other in the Messalus Tavern. As it often goes, we ended up becoming friends over a beer, you know? But I haven't seen him since I've been working as a catchpole. Not until now, that is.
아씨.
I'm not wasting any more time with... And you're responsible. You sold out an innocent man.
I'm truly...
Being sorry won't help.
Please, don't...
I could keep my mouth closed.
Here.
Nice, lad.
벤다. 게임 왜 이래, 지금.
God grant you health.
하니카를 찾으러 가자 그러면. 메조레스까지 갔다고. 뭔가? 여기로 쭉 가야 되네.
Go! Quick! Quick!
잘 숨겨놨어.
Quick!
길이 있는 거야? 이 길이 맞는데. 아니구나. 오.
Go! 자!
이거 일단 도착했구만.
자! Quick! 자!
더 가야겠네.
자!
직진이라고 했지?
자! 자! Go!
교차로.
자! Go!
키. 길이 있다.
That must be Mikush's hat. It looks like it fell off when they dragged him into the woods. I have to find out which way they took him.
여기다. 있다. 저기 있네.
Shit.
I don't like this. It's getting worse.
He's delirious with a fever.
You fight like an old hag!
Bastard!
Christ. He's on his last legs. Let's have a look then. The burns look ugly, but something tells me they aren't the main problem. The stab wounds are worse. They're red at the edges and are hot to the touch. I think this wound is infected. I ought to do something about it. At the very least, clean and bandage it. Maybe a potion would help him. Something healing. That works fast. The better quality it is, the quicker he'll get better. Maybe some herbs would help him. Medicinal ones. They help with healing. If I place them on his wounds and dress them, he could get some relief. I've seen enough. I think I know how to help him. I'll get him through this. I hope I can act fast enough.
저도 치료약.
I should clean that wound.
증류주가
This'll sting a bit.
Ah! That hurts!
The wound is clean. That should stop the pus from forming. I ought to put herbs on that wound. But I won't do that. I'll be back.
약수 같은 거 없냐? 약수. 아니 생약초가 필요할지 누가 알았겠어. 설마 쟤 죽는 거 아니야? 일단 포션이라도 먹여놓을까? 그게 나을 것 같아.
I'll give you... This one should do the drink up. I'll be back.
정 안 들어있는데. 재료. 약초가 이렇게 없을 수 있냐? 민들레? 세이지. 이거라도?
Now it's time. But I won't do... I'll be back.
세이지 아닌가 봐. 성룡한초를 찾아야 되는구나. 나 아까 먹은 거 같은데. 안 먹었구나. 시간 뒤로 돌렸지. 그래서 죽어가지고. 혹시 모르니까 쥐오줌 불도 챙겨보고. 성유한초 어디서 자라는데? 잎이 무성한 빈터? 빈터. 숲속 빈터.
What have you found, boy?
뭐야 이거? 오, 바보? 뭐야 이거? 양귀비. 손수고. 천수고. 맞다, 성년추. 그래, 가자. 설마 숨겨놨다는 가보가 저거야? 아니 가보래. 그 숨겨놨다는 돈.
Now it's time.
쥐오줌 풀?
I have just the thing for this. Right. The wound is clean. You should be feeling better soon. I should bandage it for you. I'll just wrap it tight. There we are. I'll pray for you. At least your soul will get some relief. How does it go again? All praise and glory is yours, Lord our God, for you have called us to serve you in love. Bless Mikush, so that he may bear this illness in union with your son's obedient suffering. Restore him to health, and lead him to glory. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Amen. That's all. I'm sure he'll pull through. Mikush?
Who are you?
Henry. But that's not important now. What happened here? Why did they torture you?
Buried inheritance. I told Hanka that the only person who knows where our inheritance is buried is Svatala. And then he burned me. So much pain. I told him where he could find her. My God, he took his men and headed out for her. To the hut. You have to save them. Hurry. I'll follow you. Don't wait for me. Their lives are in danger.
가자.
Quick! 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 Ka! Go! Ka!
It's not my fault. That's the decision your mother made.
Let her go immediately.
Take another step, and I'll slit her throat.
Don't do it. Do you hear me? You'll be sorry.
Someone else is going to be sorry here.
For God's sake, talk to me.
Why are you sticking your nose into this?
You're lucky it's me you ran into. I'm a good friend of the Lord of this forest. I mean that the Lord could be forgiving of you and your men.
It's too late for that. It's all your fault. You
잠깐만. 나 불러오고 싶어. 저게 어떻게 실패하지?
Let her go.
Taken.
Don't do it.
Someone. Why are you?
Calm down, Hanka. Let's talk this over. We can find a reasonable solution here. Give it time. You can't deal with everything in such a hurry.
Well, I'm listening, but spit it out fast.
내가 땅에 묻혀.
Perhaps you ought to know that I found the buried chest in Messales.
What?
That's right. Right outside the village.
What was inside?
Some fabric, an old figurine.
And money? Silver? A gold?
Aye. Some of that kind of thing too.
That's it then. And it's all mine. Give it to me, or I'll slice her throat.
Good. I'll give you what I found if you let her go.
Really? You just give it to me?
Yes, but let her go first.
Well, I'll let her go, but put everything on the ground so I can see it.
Calm down. Here.
You weren't kidding. That's it. Now I have everything I wanted. I can go wherever I want. Perhaps all the way to Prague. With coin in my pocket, I'll no longer be a hired hand, but a lord.
Well then.
Well, I can't believe you sided with me. It's not all about the coin for me.
Be quiet, please. I gave it to you only because of Vendula. You would have slit her throat.
Not really. I just wanted to scare them a bit is all.
Right. I'll believe that then.
Really?
Your scaring almost cost Mikush his life.
Well, he didn't want to tell me anything. And I got angry. He'll be all right. Won't he?
I can't believe you tortured someone only because of a buried inheritance.
So what if I did? That's my inheritance. Mine!
I don't understand. You'll have to explain it to me.
My grandfather, old Svotosh, was rich. He worked the fields all around Mesveris. He built a beautiful house. He had many children, but only 2 daughters made it into adulthood. Svatova and my mother, Ludmila. When he was dying, he fucked my mother over and gave the house and all his money to Svatova and that tailor of hers.
To disinherit his daughter like that. It's strange, to say the least. Did he have a reason to do that?
Reason? Svatosh hated my father. He was just your average poor commoner, but that wasn't good enough for his high and mighty self. Svatova and Mikush got married off in Kutenberg at the Church of St. Peter and Pavel. But did they invite my parents? I was still little, but I remember he treated us like dirt. And not just him. We barely had any proper food to eat. Pa had to go work in the mines at Horsham for a few groschen. He ended up trapped under rubble there. He died a cripple. After that, no one even moved a finger to help us. Not Svatova, not Mikush, no one. So you see, you did the right thing giving me that inheritance. I'm entitled to it.
Well, you got what you wanted. But torturing Mikush will cause him to suffer for the rest of his life.
If he had cooperated from the beginning and admitted my claim to my inheritance, nothing would have happened to him.
Tell me one thing. How did you survive what happened in Messalis?
Dumb fucking luck, I reckon. That band of despicable cutthroats. Once they made their way into the courtyard, all hell broke loose. Tried to defend ourselves, but everyone but me fell. So I fled to save my brother and mother. But it was too late. Everything was burning. I took off running and didn't stop until I was deep in the forest.
No matter what you've done, I must admit, I feel sorry for you. I know well what you went through. If you felt aggrieved, you should have found another way. Violence solves nothing.
That's the first time I've heard that. You don't exactly look like the type of man that would avoid, say, torturing an enemy. Or am I wrong?
I need to have a good reason to get violent.
Are you saying I didn't have a good reason?
In any case, you should apologize. You put them through hell.
I won't apologize to anyone. They had a guilty conscience because of what they did to me. If they shared just a bit of their wealth, nothing would have happened to them. But they didn't. They fucked up my life. I'm poor and alone.
Your family? What happened to them?
No one survived. Their captain got his eye on my brother, who worked with me in the courtyard. Franz was barely 15. He didn't stand a chance. I ran out to the fields for Ma, but they got there first. All I could hear was a screaming. And then it stopped. I lost everyone. But Svatova and Mikush didn't.
I'm sorry,
그래도 그렇게
but your
나오면
misfortune
사과해야지.
gives you no right to harm others. How did you join up with the bandits?
My first night out, I slept under a tree. I was starving. So I went out hunting for mushrooms, but then I saw a fire. It was that gang. Captain Loiser was their leader, a big fella. They said they'd let me join if I beat him in a fight. So, I beat him. And they made me their leader.
What about Loiser?
They buried him in a glade.
I reckon that was no great loss.
I don't know. We didn't really get to know each other.
Enough talk. You got your inheritance. I hope you're finally happy.
I am.
Poor Mikush and his family.
They have kin somewhere in Colin. They can go and be with them. I don't have anyone. You made the right decision.
Get out of my sight before I change my mind.
I'm glad you're such a reasonable man.
You better go already.
Hanker! Hey, don't take off like that.
We know he gave you money.
You'd better share it with us. Anchor! Anchor! Don't be an arse!
It's all right. It's all over now.
You both all right?
My sweet Vendula, did he hurt you?
I'm all right, Ma.
Thank God. Thanks for the rescue. But you shouldn't have given him our inheritance.
Well, I had to. He almost slit your daughter's throat.
Hunker? That coward wouldn't have done a thing to her. And I'm sure you would have found another way to save Vendula.
I don't know. He might have snapped sooner.
Exactly. I couldn't take any risks. Besides, all he cared about was the money.
And after all that, you just let him go? What if he comes back?
I don't think he will. He promised he'd never show his face here again.
I don't know about that.
But anyways, thanks again.
And what about my husband? Did you find him?
I did. Hanker was keeping him in his camp. He was nearly a goner. I managed to treat his wounds.
His wounds? My God. What did those bastards do to him?
They didn't treat him nicely, that's for sure. But he'll tell you himself. He's on his way back now.
And I thought seeing my own home burned to the ground was the worst thing.
We've gone through a lot, Ma. So much suffering. We have to leave this place. Get as far away as possible, as soon as possible.
Wait. Did you hear something?
I don't hear anything.
There! Again! Someone's outside. Jesus. It's those bandits. There must have been more of them.
Ma, take it easy. I don't hear anything.
Henry, go and have a look.
It's not the bandits. Look who's come home.
Mikush!
Pa!
You made it here quickly.
I came as fast as I could. I nearly gave up the ghost. I was so worried about the two of you.
I'm so glad you survived. That horrible hunker tried to kill us.
I know. All because of the inheritance. He went absolutely mad.
Would you believe it? Henry found the chest in Messales.
Really? I thought you'd hidden it well. Buried it.
So did I. But when Hunker was pressuring me, with his hand around Vendula's throat, threatening to kill her.
Jesus Christ!
And then in comes Henry, and gives him the entire inheritance, so that he'd let Vendula go. So we have nothing. Our hopes for a better life have turned to dust.
Oh, what are you on about? Would you rather he killed Vendula?
Of course not. But...
Then that's that. Are you all right, Vendula?
Aye, I'm fine.
I'm awfully knackered. I need to lie down for a bit. Will you help me?
Of course, Pa. Come and rest inside.
I reckon you're hungry too. Vendula, give him some gruel. It should still be warm.
All right. Come on, Pa. Carefully.
And the two of us should have a word.
What did you want to talk about?
I wanted to thank you for everything. You saved our entire family.
Well, I'm glad I could help.
You saved Vendula's life, but took away our future.
And wasn't it worth it? Would you rather he killed her?
No. But, I mean, maybe things could have turned out better.
Well, God moves in mysterious ways. Perhaps it was fate. And this is the way things are meant to be.
I hope so. In any case, thank you for everything.
What's the story with your inheritance?
My father, Old Man Svatos, was quite wealthy. At least compared to the rest of the village. You see, he worked all fields and farms around here. He had 9 children, but only me and my younger sister Ludmilla made it into adulthood. And then, when he died, he left everything to me. He wanted to be sure, because with Ludmilla, he was worried she'd blow through all of it.
Why did your father disinherit Ludmilla?
She was quite flighty. She liked to have a good time, if you know what I mean. She was never without a man. Then, she brought this hired hand home. Fanos was his name. She had to marry him, as she was in the family way. Svatos threw her out of the house without a second thought. Heartlessly. And he never mentioned her again.
이미 절연당한 거야.
Why didn't you help Ludmilla then? Hanka said you didn't care about them. That you left them to starve to death.
That's not true. I offered to help her. I found her a job. But it was in vain. She was mad. Sometimes something came over her, like she was possessed. It was frightening, and it got worse and worse. It seems Hanka has inherited it from her. Those aren't the kind of people you let live in your house.
Why didn't you help Hanka at least? He lost his father after he got hurt in the mines. He must have been desperate.
Fanos? A miner? Where did you hear that? He never stepped foot out of the village. He drank so much, he lost his job, and then fell off a cliff at Simperk. Hanka was delusional, just like his mother. You believed the swindler, and you gave him everything we had. You should be ashamed.
How did Svatos become so wealthy?
He was a good farmer. When he was young, he worked on a big farm somewhere near Colleen and worked his way up from the bottom to become the custodian. But it's no coincidence he ended up in Mezeles. He was close with the old custodian of the Sedlets monastery. They were friends. Sometimes you've just got to meet good fortune halfway.
What did he do with such a large inheritance?
What do you think? I took care of it the way Pa wanted, so our Groshin didn't just roll away from us. So our Vendula would have a good life, a good dowry, and a good husband. At least someone as good as my Mikush.
I'd like to... You know, I've been through something similar.
My lord! Thank God you managed to save yourself.
Unfortunately, very few of us were so lucky. My ma and pa stayed behind.
I'm so sorry to hear that. What would you like to know, Henry?
I know reliving it isn't easy.
We, the soldiers, then make...
나 어차피 한 번 더 할 거거든.
Let her go.
Taking her.
Don't do... For God's...
What?
Calm down. Give it time.
Well?
You better let her go, or you'll be in so much pain you'll wish you were in hell. You've stooped so low as to hurt an old tailor and 2 poor women. Well, I'm in a different league. So, want to try your luck?
All right. All right. Calm down.
Praise be to God.
Look, I know it doesn't... The money they hid, it... My grandfather, he had many children, but only when he was... He had... Svatos hated my father. He was just your average Svatova in Mikush got married off. I was still little, but barely had it after that. No.
You're damn lucky.
That's all.
Yes, but the... In any...
I would have they
Tell me...
that try.
No matter what, I know... Enough. I said...
싸우자.
You've done much. You won't leave here before receiving punishment.
We'll see who gets the bigger punishment.
돈이 많잖아. 역시 대장님이었어.
He wanted to kill me.
You both...
I'm all right.
Thanks for the rest. And what about my husband?
I did.
His whoop.
I didn't...
Hunker.
He's paid for it.
Some weeds just have to be pulled out before it's too late, as Ma used to say.
Hanker didn't end up killing anyone.
Oh, stop talking nonsense. Every criminal deserves a just punishment. And I thought seeing my own home burned to the ground was the worst thing.
We've gone through a lot, Ma. So much suffering. We have to leave this place. Get as far away as possible, as soon as possible.
Wait. Did you hear something?
I don't hear...
There! Chase...
Ma!
Henry!
It's not the bandits. Look who's come home.
Mikush!
Pa!
You made it here quickly.
I came as fast as I could. I nearly gave up the ghost. I was so worried about the two of you.
I'm so...
I know. All because of the inheritance. He went absolutely mad.
If it weren't for Henry, he'd have killed Vendula. And then me.
That lunatic. Who would have guessed that about him? He used to be a good lad.
Well, that good lad is gone for good. Henry sent him straight to hell.
Well, I suppose it's for the best. I'm awfully
Of course, Pa.
I reckon you're...
All right.
And the two...
What did you want to talk about?
I wanted to thank you for everything. You saved our entire family.
Well, I'm glad I could help.
As you might have figured out, everything that happened was all because of our inheritance, which I hid from the soldiers in Messalis. I understand you've done everything you can. You're a strong, capable...
You know, I spent some time wandering around Messalis, and I think I found your inheritance.
What? How?
Well, I found a handcart next to a hole with the chest in it. There was a figurine inside, some fabrics.
That's it! Unbelievable! Don't you think that inheritance should be returned to its rightful owner?
You're right. We can't undo what happened to you. But I'm sure you'll know best how to use your inheritance.
Thank you, Henry.
What's the...
My father, old man, he had no... He wanted...
Why...
She was then...
Why Hanker?
That's not... She... And it got...
Why? He lost his...
Fuck! He drank... He was a...
How did Svat...
He was a good... It's no coincidence he ended up in Mezales. He was close with the old custodian of the Sedlets monastery. They were friends. Sometimes you've just got to meet good fortune halfway.
What did he do with such a large inheritance?
What do you think? I took care of it the way so our Vendula would have a good at least someone.
I'd like... You know,
My lord!
unfortunately, very few of us were so lucky. My ma and pa stayed behind.
I'm so sorry to hear that. What would you like to know, Henry?
I know reliving it isn't easy, but I'd be interested to know how the attack unfolded.
We were ready for it, so I didn't really see much of what happened. The soldiers came from the main road. First the horsemen. They cut down anyone who stood in their way. Then came the first flaming arrows, and the roost began to burn. The horsemen then stormed the farm, and that's all I saw. May God save the souls of those innocent people.
You said you were prepared, so someone warned you?
Aye. A few days before it happened, the neighbor's boy was shouting about how something was afoot. Unfortunately, I was the only one to believe him. And that's only because I had a strange dream about a fire I couldn't put out.
Did you know where you'd flee to?
Aye, I did. I remember this old hut by Billiny. A long time ago, the Lord's huntsman and his family lived there. When the forest fell under the ownership of the monastery, he had to move out. It was empty for years, and now it's our home.
What was Mesteles like before all this? Was it a big village?
I wouldn't call it big. Maybe back in my father's day, but not in recent years. As more and more silver started coming out of the mines, people moved to work in Kuttenberg. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nobody left to work in the fields soon. But what can you do? That's a question for the custodian. And there's no reason to ask now anyway.
Was there anything peculiar about Mesteles?
What do you mean?
Well, something worth looking for, I mean. Something the soldiers might have wanted.
I can't think of any reason they'd attack us. Maybe for food and plunder? Though, on second thought, I heard something about a mysterious cave that's supposedly beneath Mesteles. But I reckon that's just an old wives' tale.
What are you gonna do now?
Honest? I don't know. It's been a rough few days.
또 P2인가 아니네. 나 여기서 저장하고 그만해야겠다.